Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. This brother Raya, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashima Mashiach, Malak Yahushua. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty brothers that go out there and labor, man. Around the highways and byways, making their body a living sacrifice. In the rain, the tumults, the demons, the uprises, the uproars, they're making their body a living sacrifice. For Yahweh, Ba'ashima Mashiach, Malak Yahushua, the righteous. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty brothers that are not out there as of yet, but building themselves up, reading, praying, fasting, being diligent, steadfast, on fire. Another strong shalom to the akwaf in this thing, right? Right reverence to their husbands, being teachers of good things to the children at home, holding it down in the household. Another strong shalom to the women that are not married, right, but being shamefaced, loving, steadfast, on fire, right, always abounding in the work, man, right? Now this is going to be through the spirit. I don't have no subject. You know, we're going to go into prophecy, we're going to parables, we're going to go into allegories, riddles, right, similitudes. Anything in the scriptures is a Q&A. We're going to jump into prophecy. Whatever you got, hey, we could bring it out, man, right? We living in the days of trouble, man. We're living in the days of vengeance, you understand? Things are happening on the earth, and we have to be watchers in this thing. We can't be sitting back, relaxing, you understand, not being occupied in prophecy, right? Let me bring this up. It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you. So the Lord said plagues are sent unto the earth, man. All hell breaking loose in the so-called Middle East, right? In all these third world countries. You got literally Gaza warring against Israel. You got Israel against the Palestinians. You got all hell breaking loose in the Middle East, man. It says plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? So the Lord's already kicking off all of these plagues all over the earth, man. You literally already got, right, in Africa, famine. You already got in Israel, turmoil, confusion, right? You got bombs let off. You got all hell breaking loose, man. The Lord said, who is them that can drive them away? The Lord has opened these things up. Who can but shut them? It says, may any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may any, right, one quench a fire in stubble when it is begin to burn. And it's begin to burn right now, man. We living in the 4th seal, kicking into the 5th seal, and it's already burning. This fire is now about to start combusting, man. And all hell about to break loose on the face of this earth, man. You got to ask yourself, man, why am I in this truth? What am I doing here? Do I really want the kingdom of heaven? Am I really going to endure? Am I really going to fight temptation? Am I going to go all out to stay in the spirit and not let dirty demons vex you? It says, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn, right? May one turn away the arrow that is shot of a strong archer, right? So we're going to go into World War III, man, because World War III is on the rise, man. You got to understand that. Brothers got to be occupied in prophecy 24/7. World War III is on the rise. Let me go to the book of Psalms, right? Chapter 7. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 7, right? And verse number 11. And it reads, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He have bent his bow. The Lord said he bent his bow, man. What is that talking about? That's talking about the Lord in heaven. He got a physical bow, and he kind of bent it back. No, that's talking about World War III, man. Talking about these bombs being cocked back, you understand? Right now, you got bombs all across the world, literally cocked like a mighty archer ready to shoot the bow. They're just waiting. You already got Russia. You already found America said they had Russian spies, literally on the coast of Florida, man. You can look this up. Literally. You got Russia already in heights of it. We already in talks with China, you understand? North Korea, all of these different places. And America is already confederate with Israel. So if they continue to go to war and things escalate, what you think America going to do? Just like if your brother, he getting in a fight, and he going to call you up, man. Now it's time for you to go fight. You understand? So these things are brewing up on a high level. You got to understand we living in the last days. The Lord said, if he turn not, he will whet his sword. He have bent his bow and made it ready. David already prophesied about World War III. The Lord said, plain upon tables, look, the bow is bent back and it's made and it's ready. It's ready, man. The fifth seal was ready to open. The sixth seal was ready to open. The seventh seal, you understand? The trumpets are ready to blow. The Lord got everything on a timer and the clock set, you understand, for doomsday. Hey, the day of doom is in the scriptures, right? It says what? He have also prepared for him the instruments of death. So who's putting in the mind of these kings, these scientists, you understand? These wicked men, you understand, to make these bombs that can destroy cities. This is not the ancient world. You're not going to fight on horsemen, you understand? No one's going to war with actual grenades anymore. No one's fighting with a physical sword and a physical bow anymore, man. Now we're living in the days of World War III and destruction, where it's literally going to be fought with what? Nuclear fire, you understand? Nobody's coming. You can hear them marching over the hill like in the ancient world, man. They're literally going to have fighter jets above your head, war helicopters, you understand, bombs, nukes dropping. All hell going to be breaking loose. The Lord said what? He have ordained his arrows against the persecutor. Who is the persecutor? The so-called white man. Because he persecutes the innocent, you understand? He rape, robs, and murders. That's all he does. And the Lord said, plain upon tables, he has ordained his arrows. Right now, you have all the confederacies of Esau having their little bows cocked, ready to destroy America. You read about that in Job, the 15th chapter. Read about that in Job, the 18th chapter. Job 21, Job 20, you understand? Psalms chapter 7, all throughout the Bible. Psalms the 8th chapter. Revelations the 16th chapter. Revelations the 9th chapter. Revelations the 11th chapter. Revelations the 14th chapter. All hell gonna break loose on the face of this earth, man. And that's literally all in prophecy. And Jeremiah, Ezekiel, you understand, Daniel, it's talking about all of this destruction in World War III. And as soon as you and understand this, that we living in the last days, the sooner you will be having a zeal for the Lord, you understand? On fire. Understanding that we living in the last days, man. This ain't nothing to play with. Right, let me get a precept. Because brothers got to understand, man, this is not a joke, man. This is not a game. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 10, and verse number 15. And when he is departed thence, he lighted upon Jehoiada, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him. And he saluted him and said unto him, is thine heart right? So you got to ask yourself, is your heart right in this thing? What are you doing every day? Are you smoking weed? Are you damn entertaining wicked women? Wicked women, are you entertaining wicked men? You understand? How are you conducting yourself? How are you acting? Are you in king's apparel? Meaning spiritually, you understand? Are you waiting for Yahweh Shah to return? What are you doing with yourself? What are you occupied in? Is thine heart right with thine heart? Right? It says, and Jehoiada answered, it is. If it be, give me thine hand. And he gave him his hand, and he took him up into the chariot. And he said, come with me and see my zeal for the Lord. Come and see my zeal for the Lord, man. Your fruit, your actions, and your light should be shining above men, man. People should be seeing the light on you, you understand? You don't have to glorify this man and know what I did this, I did that. Your light should be shining. And what should your light be shining and looking on? Destruction. World War III. The end times. You should be occupied in these things and occupied in prophecy, man. Right? Let me go to the book of Isaiah. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals. Who created that? The Lord created that, you understand? The Lord is a man of war. Stop thinking that everything is fun and games. You're going to continue to go to H&M all day. You're going to go to the mall. You're going to get slushies. You're going to eat ice cream all day, right? You're going to be disrespecting your husband forever. Like all of these wicked things in this world is going to continue to go on, man. The Lord has created these bombs, these missiles, these nukes, man, right? All of the destruction for the day of doom, right? It says what? And that brought forth the instrument, right, for his work. I have created the waster to destroy. So right now, you literally have bombs right now that could wipe out all of Texas. Could wipe out all the damn, the DMV, man. Can knock out all of, what? You got Philadelphia, Detroit, you understand, California. You think they just creating these bombs for fun? Let's see who bombs the biggest. Let's see how much nuclear warfare we can stuff in one tank for no apparent reason. No, these nations are sick in their mind, man. And the Lord created them that way, you understand, and smitten them in their understanding to get ready for World War III. Let's go to the book of Revelations, the 16th chapter. right? This is Revelation chapter 16 and verse number 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits. 3 is a number of completion, you understand? The Lord has ordained 3 unclean spirits, meaning an infinite amount of spirits, like frogs. Now, what do frogs do? They hop around, you understand? Meaning these demons are on the earth, hopping to and fro, going to different confederacies, going to different kings and princes of the earth, you understand? They go into different places, stirring them up for World War III. You think it's by chance that all of these different nations are starting to hate one another? They're starting to have a pushing and shoving match out of nowhere. You understand? It wasn't like this hundreds of years ago. Now it's getting to the point where everybody's up in their guns. They're up in their missiles. They're up in everything to get ready for World War III. It says what? It says out of the mouth, right, of the dragon. Right? The dragon is the Roman Empire. It's coming out of the mouth because America is an extension of the Roman Empire. And out of the mouth of the beast. The beast is talking about Babylon. And out of the mouth of the false prophet is the religious system, you understand? So out of the mouth of the Roman Empire, the beast, which is America, and all these different confederacies, literally, are these nations, right, they're getting sick in the head, man, getting ready for World War III. This is in the Bible. Now, the Lord can play your mind and do whatever so he will with you, man. It says what? For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth, right? Of the world, of the whole world, and gather them to battle of the great day of God Almighty. So everything getting stirred up for this great day, man. And this great day coming. If you think it's not coming, you a fool, man. If you think that the Lord is going to hold back, he's going to, you know what, my servant, he's not ready. I'm going to stop everything for him because he's slothful right now. I'm going to stop everything from him because he don't understand prophecy. No, these things are going to kick off, man, on a high rate. And you got to get ready and understand that we're living in the last days. These kings, their minds are being stirred up for World War III every single day. Let's go to the book of Ezra, right? And if you just logging in, it's a live Q&A. You can ask about prophecy. You can ask about parables. You can ask about anything in the scriptures, right? Chiefly, I want to stay in parables and prophecy because those are the days we living in, you understand? Let's go to the book of Ezra. It's the book of Ezra, chapter 7, in verse number 27. It says, blessed be the Lord God of our fathers, which have put such a thing in the king's heart. So the Lord puts things in king's hearts, man. He put it in the heart of Nebuchadnezzar to be high and mighty and strong and leaning on his own understanding, man. The Lord lifted up Nebuchadnezzar. The Lord lifted up Darius. The Lord lifted up Cyrus. The Lord lifted up Artaxerxes, you understand? The Lord lifted up Alexander the Great. The Lord lifted up Antiochus Epiphanes, man, the 5th. The Lord lifted up these kings of the earth. The Lord lifted up Pharaoh. The Lord lifted up the government right now, you understand? The Lord's doing all of these things, which have put such a thing in the king's heart to beautify the house of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem, man. Let me go to the book of Joshua. It's the book of Joshua, right? Chapter 11 and verse 20. For it was the Lord to harden their hearts. So the Lord's hardening the hearts of these kings of the world, man. This is not a game. Right now, they're sitting up there, they're drawing blueprints, how to destroy the world. You understand? That's already in book of Psalms, the 64th chapter. The book of Psalms 83, you understand? And Obadiah. These men, they have councils. That's literally in Judith 2 and 2. They have councils that come together to destroy men, to destroy Israel, to destroy the world. That's in Judith 6 and 4, man. These nations, they're proud. Stop thinking Esau, you know what, he just carried the whip, all he does is slavery, and all he does is just, be a cop. It's deeper than that, man. Right now is witchcraft going on, right now. You understand? While we throwing up the blessings and praising the Lord, they throwing up destruction. You understand? You read about that in the book of Revelation, the 16th chapter. Why the great hail was going to be flying down with the whole dispensation of the earth being destroyed, chiefly by Babylon first, and it becomes in remembrance before the Lord. What's going to happen? These nations are going to be cursing the Lord as all hell was breaking loose, man. It says what? For it was of the Lord to harden their hearts, that they should come against Israel in battle. So the Lord's hardening these hearts of these kings, right, to get ready for World War III and destruction. Let's go to the book of Daniel. Let's go to the book of Daniel, right? It's the book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 35. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven. I mean, it's a select amount of spirits in the third heaven that the Lord has, which is his hosts, right? That's going to come down and manipulate man. They're going to jack them up, you understand? Make them sign false treaties. Get ready for World War III. Make them to create bombs that have the technology and blueprint to raise them up. How in the hell can a man, a mortal man, create a bomb that can chase a damn target and destroy it, man? The land the size of Texas, unless the Lord is with you. How can a man do these things, man? How can a man create, you understand, damn pictures and video in the internet, right? The Lord is creating all these things to spread the word, right? You understand? To get the truth out. To show man that World War III is kicking off. The news, right? World news, destruction, helicopters and drones, bombs and tanks and poison, right? All of these things the Lord is creating. It says what? And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand. You can't tell the Lord, stop, you know what, I had enough, you know, it's getting too hot. World War III is kind of on the rise. You know, I used to prophesy it a couple months back, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago on the truth, but now it's getting too hot. Can't tell the Lord that, man. Don't you know every single, on the deepest level, if you got ears to hear, every single day we going toward the end, man. A brother may say, you know, I already know that. But if you really, really think about it, yesterday, right, and the day before and the day before, you literally was further away from the day of the Lord. Every single day, from every second to every hour to every month, you understand? Every damn millisecond, we're getting closer to Yahweh Shah coming back. We're getting closer to Jacob's trouble. We're getting closer to destruction of World War III, man. In that day, you can't say I wasn't ready, because the servants of the Lord has been warning man right from the beginning of time, man. Even Enoch, in the time of Adam, you understand? Prophesying of the Lord coming with 10,000 of his saints. Read about that in Jude, man. It says what? And none can stay his hand or say unto him, what doest thou? Can't tell the Lord, what doest thou, when these things start to kick off, man. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, right? And if you're just coming in, right, you can ask questions, right? You can jump into parables, right? We're going into destruction. We're going into World War III, right? Brother had a question. Can precepts for the day of the Lord, specifically what seal we are in now? I'm kind of still on the milk, but I was wanting to be able to know what seal we're in. I think it's the 5th, but prove all things. We're living in the 4th seal, kicking off into the 5th seal. You understand? We're going to go through, we're going to touch on all of that. If anybody got questions, bring them out, man. Whatever's going on, if you got questions, bring them out, right? But until then, we're touching on World War III. We're touching on the day of the Lord. We're going to touch on Armageddon, right? This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse, right? Number 12. Egypt shall mourn, right? Who is Egypt? That's Babylon, you understand? It's the most wickedest nation on the face of this earth, man. It's more wicked than ancient Egypt. It's more wicked than the Assyrian Empire. It's more wicked than the Persia-Medo Empire, you understand? It's more wicked than all of these different empires. The Babylonian Empire, the Roman Empire, the minor empires that reigned, you understand, for a select amount of time in the book of Judges. It's more wicked than that, right? It's more wicked than the Greek Empire. All of these empires, Tyre, Zidon, you understand, and one that has short reign, is more wicked than that. Babylon has all of these different empires all in one. Let's go to the book of Revelation, right? Revelation, the 17th chapter. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 17, right? In verse number 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple. Purple because she sits as a queen, you understand? And purple was hard to find in the ancient world, right? It was a king's color. You read about that in the book, right, of Exodus 35 and 35, right? The book of, All books of the Bible, man, right? You can read about that in Esther, right? Chapter 8 and verse 15, right? And various other books talking about the royal apparel, you understand? You can read about that in Luke 16 and 19 on down, you understand? Talking about the rich man and Lazarus. Purple is a king's color. She's arrayed in that because she has the chief things of this earth. The riches, the honor, the glory on the left-hand side, the science, the bright lights, the witchcraft, you understand? It says what? In scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Why is she decked with all of these things? Because she's coming in what? White Jesus. She's coming in what? Science. She's coming with all of those things, just like from the very beginning, that serpent that defiled Eve. Because he was walking around with all the topaz, the sardius, the crystallite, the diamond, the rubio, you understand, the silver. He had all of those precious stones, which was his covering, which was his garment, you understand? And the garment on a deeper level was your understanding. So Revelation, right, is talking about literally this whore being clothed with all of the precious garments of the earth. You don't think it's not man's dream to join the NFL, the NBA, to be a rap star, to be a singer? These are the things she's clothed with that she'll give you, man, right? It says having a golden cup in her hand. What is this golden cup for? To get you drunk, to get you naked, right? To get you butt naked, to get you out your sins so she could commit spiritual fornication with you, man. So you could be undefiled, right? So you could be defiled, man, right? Before the coming in the day of the Lord. It says what? Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead, and your forehead is your mind, you understand? What you coming in, what you think, your image. And on her name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, the abomination of the earth. And I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints. That's talking about the fifth seal. It's already drunk right now with the blood of the saints, meaning our forefathers in slavery, you understand, bondage, right? Emmett Till, right? Castile, right? Tamika. You understand all of these different men, you understand, Trayvon Martin, all of these different men she drunk with, but on a deeper level, she gonna really be drunk in that day, like in Revelation 12 and 17, when she gonna be let loose like a madman, shaking to and fro, you understand, chasing down the saints. That's literally coming to pass, right? And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. So it's gonna be martyrs in this thing, right? It may not be men that see World War III. It may not be men that see the coming in the day of the Lord, man. You may die before the Lord even get back. You understand? Then you have to go in the heavens and wait for a little season like you read about in Revelations, the 6th chapter, before Yahushua come back with the innumerable multitude of angels. It says what? And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, right? Which have the 7 heads and 10 horns. It says, the beast that thou sawest was, right? Meaning was, and that's the Roman Empire. They was literally was. Read about that in Maccabees 8 and 15. The Roman Empire, they literally had what? A Senate house, a legislative house, just like America does now. They have the same attributes, right? In the ancient world, you understand, you had Pharaoh, right? That was a monarchy. It was what it was. He was the king. Couldn't nobody stay his land. He didn't have to come into council with anybody. You understand? Then what? You had the Assyrian Empire, right? You have all of these different empires, even during the time of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, breaking it down, is becoming closer and closer and having the attributes of America. Because literally, although they had Caesar, Tiberius, Nero, Claudius, all these different Caesars, right, in the Roman Empire, you still had a Senate house. Just like America. You got the legislative branch, the judicial branch, you have the government, you have the vice president, you have the president, you have all of these different branches. And it's coming and stemming off all of these different empires before America, because she's taking on all of these attributes. When you look at the Babylonian Empire and you see their pencil, where did they get that from? Where are they getting this from? Go to DC right now. Look at the structure, how it's laid. You're going to see ancient pillars, like in the Roman Empire. You telling me with all of this technology and modernism that they have in this world, that they choose to design with an innumerable amount of money that the city has to construct the city with the same pillars that Rome had? Somebody got to make this make sense, man. Because it's taking on all of these attributes of all of these empires before, because this is the chief, wickedest place on this earth, man. Why does it have literally, right, the damn pyramids on the dollar bill. Because it's coming in the spirit of all of these different kingdoms. The beast that thou sawest was, meaning the Roman Empire. It is not. Rome came out of power. And it shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. That bottomless pit is Europe, you understand? It's bottomless because it's destruction. It's a pit, it's the grave, you understand? That's a bottomless pit of destruction. You read about that in Job, the 17th chapter. What shall I call the grave, my father? You understand? It says what? And go into perdition, meaning destruction. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Because the Roman Empire still lives on to this day, man. Because it's the American Empire all over again. Let's go to the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 8. Right? And the Lord said, the wind bloweth as it lifts this. Right? In the book of John. Let me go to, so we're gonna go through the spirit like the wind blows. However the Lord had his lesson to go, man. If you got questions, comments about prophecy, parables, bring them out, man. Right? We're going to stay into the destruction. We're going to stay into World War III. We're going to stay into these empires, you understand? This is 1 Maccabees 8 and 15. Moreover, how they made themselves a senate house. So the Roman Empire had a senate house way before America even came into power. Made themselves a senate house wherein 300 men, so like 320 men, sat in the council daily. So what does America do? They literally had them same congregations and sit-ins. And they literally consult with the people all day long. They pass bills. They do laws. They come up with witchcraft. They come up with more idolatry. They come up with more sin. They come up with more decrees. They come up with more lies, you understand? And they sit down with all of these councils of men to push destruction on the world, you understand? Yeah, it is that deep. It's that deep, man. Stop being drunk and think, oh, it's a bunch of white men. They sitting down, they're having a nice glass of wine, and they're just having and catching up. They're not catching up, man. They're thinking of how to destroy these different nations, how to destroy Israel, how to push more pork everywhere, you understand? How to do more witchcraft, how to throw up more Satanism. These are the things that they're going over, man. You telling me it's not a bill passed every single day? What the hell are they having those meetings every day for? You can't fool the saints of the Lord, man. They're not going to sit down, construct you in order, in that circle, for hours at hand, you understand? In order, and you telling me all they're doing is thinking about how can they put up signs for the government to slow down traffic. I don't buy that. They sitting down thinking about how they can make more money for the city. You a fool if you buy that, man. These things are much deeper. These councils are wicked. The Lord said what? Consulting always for the people to the end that they may, so like it might be well ordered. And that's a lie, right? They're not going to be well ordered. They were consulting for the people for destruction. You understand? But that's what they was coming in. You understand? It says what? And that they committed their government to one man every year who ruled over their country. And all that were obedient to that one, that, so like there was neither envy nor emulation among them, right? Let's go to the book of Judah, right? Chapter 2 and verse 2. Because these councils are talking about World War III. It's the book of Judah, chapter 2 and verse 2. So he called unto him all his officers and all his nobles, and communicated with them his secret counsel. What are his secret counsels, man? This is talking about Nebuchadnezzar, right? The greater the heathen, you understand? And it's talking about they had secret councils even during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. What was Nebuchadnezzar's secret counsel? When you go into the history of Nebuchadnezzar, he damn wanted to rule the whole earth. So when he came in that spirit of those secret councils, when you read Judith, the first chapter, he wanted to uncover the uttermost parts of the earth to rule them, to destroy them, to get ready for war, you understand? Let's link that up. So these are these councils, right, that these nations are coming in. So if America's taking on the Babylonian Empire, the Assyrian Empire, the Persian Medo Empire, you understand? Taking on what? The Roman Empire, right? Taking on all of these different, the Greek Empire, taking on all of these different empires, Tyre, Zidon, Egypt. then what does that mean, man? It's taking on all of the attributes, all of the sin, all of the witchcraft, all the pedophilia, all the violence, all the turmoil, all the damn crafty counsels that's coming from old, man. It says what? It's the book of Judah, chapter 1, and verse number 7. Then Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, sent unto all that dwelt in Persia, and to all that dwelt in westward, and to those that dwelt in Syria, and to Damascus, and Lebanus, and to Antibianus, and to all that dwelt upon the sea coast, and to those among the nations that were of Carmel and Gilead, and their higher Galilee, and great plain of Elshama, and to all that were in Samaria, and to the cities thereof beyond Jordan, and to Jerusalem, to Begatane, and to Celsius, and to Cades, and the rivers of Egypt, and Telphenes, and Ramsey, and all the land of Gershom, until ye come beyond Turnus and Memphis, and to all the inhabitants of Egypt, until ye come into the borders of Ethiopia. That's modern day America. Literally, Nebuchadnezzar wanted to rule all of these different places. You understand? All these different cities for them to be under him. How does America get down? She steals oil, you understand, gold, silver. She jumps in your land. She's not a keeper at home, like the scriptures say. In the book of Proverbs, the 7th chapter, it says what? And come into the borders of Ethiopia, but all the inhabitants of the land made light of the commandment of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians. Neither went they with him to the battle, for they were not afraid of him. Yea, he was before them as one man. And they sent away his ambassadors from them without effect and with disgrace. Therefore Nebuchadnezzar was very angry with all his country, all this country, and sweared, right, by his throne and kingdom, that he would surely be avenged upon all those coasts. And I'm not going to read all those coasts again. So this man wanted to rule the earth, and what did he do? The Lord set him up to do so. The Lord set up America for a dispensation of time for all this wickedness, man. Who has touched America? What soil has been crushed or bombed? What nation has literally ran up in New York City and destroyed it? What nation has ran up in all of the chief cities around America, Babylon, and killed it, man? That hasn't happened yet. You understand? The Lord is getting ready for that great day of destruction of Babylon. Let's go to the book of Job. Right? It's the book of Job. Chapter 18, right? In verse number 7. It says what? The steps of his strength shall be straightened. His own counsel shall cast him down. What does it mean, his own counsel, right? His own understanding is going to trap him in a pit. Him thinking really highly of himself. Him warring against his own people. Because literally the Edomites are going to take down the Edomites. Let's get that in the book of Isaiah. It's the book of Isaiah. Chapter 19 and verse, right, number 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. What is that talking about, man? These different European empires are going to be set once another. You understand? They first had the 10 horns, you understand? Coming out of what? The European Union, the common market, NATO, you understand? Now it was way more than that. When you go to the list of the European Union, it's very long. And these different nations, which are Edomites, are going to come and they're going to destroy Babylon. It's not just one anymore. It's not just 10. It's not just 10 anymore like the days of the Roman Empire that was prophesied through John. Now it's way more. And they're going to make a confederacy, and the Egyptians are going to take down the Egyptians. I mean, the so-called white man in this tabernacle is going to fall. You read about that in Obadiah. It says what? And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. That's what Yahushua prophesied about in Matthew the 24th chapter. Kingdom against kingdom. Those kingdoms is talking about the European Union empires. They're going to be fighting against one another. And you're going to have Moab in there. You're going to have Ammon in there. You understand? You're going to have these different nations warring against. You understand? But on a high level, talking about the European Union. It says what? Back to Job 18 and 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. Now let's link that up. What is that talking about? Let's go to the book of Obadiah. right? Because it's much deeper when we read the book of Obadiah, right? It's talking about the destruction of the so-called white man, but it's talking about World War III in there too. It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, right? And verse number 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy. Meaning these men were once at a point in time cool with him, for lack of better terms. Esau got down with Esau at a point in time. You read about that in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, about the 10 toes and the miry clay. You understand? They used to be cool. They used to come together with councils. They literally were stemmed in these different empires together. But of a dispensation of time, and they're going to start to hate one another. And they're going to burn it with fire. You read about them in Revelation 17 and 16. It says what? How are the hidden things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Right? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were, Slaki, at peace with thee have deceived you. What are those men? Who are those men that were at peace with him? His own people. You understand? That's talking about literally the 10 horns. Those men that were at peace with him, the European Union, the NATO, his confederacy, his tabernacle, his men, they have deceived him. Because he's going to take down himself. You understand? It says what? The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. There's no understanding in Esau, man. The Lord is going to take down Esau via his own people, man. Right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 25. And Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So Esau and his tabernacle, they're going to be divided, you understand? The Russians are the so-called white man, they're going to try to take them down. You understand? The 10 horns, they're going to take them down. All of these different European confederacy tabernacles, they're going to take down Babylon the Great, man. Right? That's prophesied in the Bible. It says what? Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Now, does Satan literally have a kingdom? You kind of go and kind of see Satan's kingdom. No, Satan is the so-called white man, man. If his kingdom is against his own kingdom and his tabernacle, how can it stand at that point? Let's go to Revelation, the 17th chapter. This is Revelation, right? Salakia, bear with me. Right, we're going to go to Revelation, the 17th chapter. Right? This is Revelation. Salakia, bear with me. Revelation, the 17th chapter. Right? And it reads, 17 and 9. And here is the mind which have wisdom. So the Lord's only speaking to those men that have wisdom, you understand? Now, if you don't know the breakdowns, it's not the end of the world. Don't beat yourself up. But the mighty men of the Lord should be writing these things down. If you do not know, you need to be writing these things down. You need to be occupied in prophecy. Don't beat yourself up. I can't go into this. I don't know why. No brother will take notes. We all didn't know things at a point in time. But the Lord is spreading the gospel. You understand? It says what? And here is the mind which have wisdom, meaning the men that care about prophecy. And the 7 heads, right, are the 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, right? And that's Russia, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, Germany, British, right, and the Greeks. You understand? That's what that's talking about as far as the 7 heads, which the 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Now that woman, she's sitting on these kingdoms. Now all of these kingdoms are European kingdoms. It says what? And there are 7 kings and 5 are fallen. All of this is talking about the Edomites. It said, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue for a short space. Right? The 5 that are fallen are the provinces and kingdoms that Rome conquered at that time. You understand? Greece, right, which is Antioch, Spain, Hispania, France, which is Gaul, right, Britain, Britannia, right, Germania, superior and inferior, And one that is Rome, because they are the rulers during the time of John. That's the one that is, you understand? It says what? And the one that cometh, right, is Russia, right? And America is the 8th that cometh out of those 7. So all of these are the Roman, so like all of these are the European empires, you understand? And they're going to literally, for lack of better terms, right, destroy America. It says what? And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen. So all of them 5 that are fallen, they already came out of power. And one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue for a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even is of the 8th, and is of the 7th. How is he of the 8th and of the 7th? Right? Because that's talking about America, man. He's of the 8th, but of the 7th, because he's not one of those 7 ones that we named of Russia, Roman, French, Spanish, Germany, the British, or the Greeks. But yet he's still of those 7 because he's literally reincarnated, man. He's coming back as all of those European empires. He's coming back all over again as the 8th, you understand? It says what? And the beast that was and is not even is of the 8th and is of the 7th and goeth into perdition. He goes into perdition because that's destruction. That's his demise. You understand? And the 10 horns which thou sawest are the 10 kings, right? Which have received no kingdom as yet, right? Talking about the 10 horns, right? So when you go into these things, you got to know what it's physically talking about, right? Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Greece, Ireland, England, and West Germany, man. Those are the 10 horns. And it says what? And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Meaning the European Union isn't on a high level in power, you understand, but they're still ruling. They still have their confederacy. They still have their councils. They still have their senate houses and their little secret meetings, and they still are over their providences. But America is the last ruling empire right now, right before Russia comes into power after America gets taken down. But that's another deeper breakdown, right? The battle of Gog and Magog. You understand in Ezekiel 38 and 39. But it says what? And these have one mind. So they said they have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So all of this is going to give their power and strength unto the beast. Everybody bows down to America. All of these different nations, they're drunk. They want to get down with America. Their philosophies, they want to damn dress in suits like the so-called white men. Everybody want blue eyes. Everybody want blonde hair. You got damn Eve wearing blonde hair, man. Looking like a fool, man. Eve want to look like the so-called white woman. Everybody's drunk. Got the Chinese man keeping Christmas. The East Indian man talking about 4th of July. He getting his damn fireworks. He on his balcony. Everybody drunk, man. The Lord said, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So everybody gives their power and their strength unto Babylon the Great. And these shall make war with the Lamb. They're going to make war with the land in Armageddon, you understand? Armageddon is the last battle that's going on in America, right? And literally for the destruction of America when Yahweh Shai comes in the air and these different nations war against him in the air. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful, you understand? And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. We just read about in Obadiah, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. You understand? A judgment is coming. They've brought thee to the border and they hate you. It says what? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That means everybody's cocking back the missiles, getting ready to destroy Babylon the Great, man. For Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree, right, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So it reigns over every different kingdom right now. It's bigger than the so-called North Korea, man, that's ruling in the emperors and princes, right? You understand? The East Indians and their wickedness and all, even the Russians right now. They're ruling over all of these different kingdoms upon the earth. Let's go to Daniel. Let's go to Daniel, the 7th chapter. Salakia. Right? It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse number 4. I'm going to start at verse 1. And in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and vision of his head upon his head. Right? Belshazzar, the son of Nebuchadnezzar. Right? You read about him in the 5th chapter of Daniel and in Baruch, the 1st chapter, the 11th verse. You understand? And they were to reign, him and his children and his child's child, for the dispensation of 70 years during the Roman, the Babylonian Empire. Read about that in Jeremiah 27 and 7. It says what? And he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. And the 4 beasts came out, came up from the sea, diverse one from another. So we reading about days of prophecy. We have to be revisiting these empires and the things that they coming in. Because all literally are purging out for the America being the last ruling empire. It says the first was like a lion, right? The Babylonian Empire, right? And had eagle's wings because they stretched long and conquered different nations and land masses. And I beheld the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given unto it. And a man's heart was given unto it because Nebuchadnezzar, he thought he was a great one, you understand? He thought by all of this is his kingdom. You read about that in Judah chapter 6 and verse 4. He said, none can take me down. I'm going to kill everything and everybody. I'm the God of the earth. And behold, another beast, right? And second like unto a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, right? The Perso-Medo Empire, which were the Persians, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth. You understand? And in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, Salakia, which was Babylon, Libya, and Egypt. You understand? Those were those 3 ribs in his mouth because it conquered those different nations. It says, of between the teeth of it, and they said unto it, arise and devour much flesh. And after this I behold, and lo, another like a leopard. That's the Greek Empire, which had upon the back of it 4 wings, right? Of Salakia, 4 wings of a fowl. You understand? So all of this is going into a prophecy, right? And we want to read about literally coming out of that, which was coming out of the American Empire. And those 4 were the 4 kings, you understand? And that's Cambyses, Sarmius, Darius the Great, Salakia. It's Ptolemy, Sarchius, Alexander, and Lysimus. And Ptolemy ruled the south, right? The 4th Holy Land, and Egypt, the 4th, Aselius, the north, Assyria and Mesopotamia. Alexander, right, was the west, and Lysimus, right, ruled Asia Minor. So those are those 4 different kings, you understand, that came up out of the Greek Empire, right, which ruled the south, the north, the west, and Asia Minor. It says what? Verse 6. And after this I beheld, and lo, like unto a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings, which was a 4 wind. Of the fowls, like the beast, had 4 heads, and dominion was given to them. So those were those dominion that were given to those 4 wings that came up under Nebuchadnezzar, that came up under Alexander the Great, under the Greek Empire. And after this I saw in the light vision, and behold, the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible. That 4th beast is the Roman Empire. So the Roman Empire is an extension, right, literally leading into the American Empire, which was the last to rule during the New Testament. It says what? Dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had iron teeth, because it took down everything. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. So out of the Roman Empire stems those 10 horns. You understand? It said it had 10 horns. So out of Rome comes the 10 horns, and it comes America. So all of these are these different Edomite ruling empires. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them, which were the 10, a little horn. That little horn is the American Empire, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were the eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. You understand? So that's what that's going into. America's coming into power. And Daniel saw these things. Ezekiel saw these things. Ezra saw these things. All of the mighty men of old saw these things. Isaiah saw the destruction of America. Right? Jeremiah saw the destruction of America. Right? Ezekiel saw the destruction of America. John saw the destruction of America. Yahushua saw the destruction of America, man. All of these different prophets, they seen the destruction of Babylon, man. Right? That's what that's going into. Right? Let me see if I want to get something else on that. Bear with me. Because it's a lot when you go into these prophecies, man. Right? Yeah, that's it on that. Right? Reading on. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down. Those thrones being cast down are all of these different kingdoms. They're coming down. And the Ancient of Days did sit, which was Yahweh himself, whose garment was white as snow because he was pure, and the head of his hair, right, as the pure wool. That's plain. The Lord got red eyes and woolly hair. His throne was like the fiery flame because he's on fire 24/7. The book of Deuteronomy 4:24. And his wheels as burning fire, man. Because the Lord's on fire, man, 24/7. And a fiery stream issued from forth, right, from before him, 8,000 thousands ministered unto him. Those are the angels, the innumerable multitude. And 10,000 times 10,000, like you read about in the book of Revelations 5 and 11, are the angels, man. Right? It says, stood before him, and judgment was set, and the books were open. Those books being open are books in the third heaven. That's books of the book, whether you are in the book of life of the living. That's books. You got the seals. You got books in the heavens about your works. Read about that in Tobit, the 12th chapter. Read about that in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12, man. And you read about that all throughout the Bible, man, in the book of Revelations, the 5th chapter. All the different books in heaven. It's not a so-called white man. He got a long-ass beard. He's sitting there and he got a damn thing he kind of pulled back. He opened up one book and it got dust on it. He blow the dust and he kind of look for your name. Matter of fact, it only go like this. A so-called white angel kind of sitting there. The so-called God white man is in the back somewhere, right? And then he kind of look, no, you don't get in, and he pulled the lever. It's not in there, man. There are books with an S in heavens, right? Just like there are books on earth. It says what? And I beheld then, because of the voice of great words, which the horn spake. And I beheld, even to the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given unto the burning flame. It's going to be given to the burning flame. America can't continue forever. This is not the continuous city, but we seek a city to come, like the scriptures say, man. We're not getting comfortable in Babylon. Nobody's kicking up their feet by trying to see their son go out to soccer practice, go join the basketball league. I want him to get a scholarship. I want him to go to Yale. We don't care, man. We want our son to survive. We want him to keep the commandments. We want our children to be saved, man. We don't give a damn about this world, right? It says what? As the concerning of the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. This is a smaller season of time. This nation is going to continue to reign, man. We're living in the end. And I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man, that's Yahushua, the righteous, on fire, red eyes, woolly hair, came with the clouds of heaven, which are the chariots, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him a dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him, and his dominion an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom which shall not be destroyed. And I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body. Because Daniel saw all of these things. Daniel didn't get him a nice sleep. He kind of tossing and turning. No, Daniel was passing out. He was damn near having a heart attack in his vision. He damn near died. You understand? You got to understand this, man. What if the Lord zip you into a trance right now and you saw the destruction of America? Not that little vague dream you have in the mind. Oh, I saw the Lord. I saw the Lord. But you can't never reaccount your dream. Your dream is only 12 seconds. You only can tell somebody 12 seconds of your dream. Yeah, you know, I seen the Lord, he destroyed. I seen the chariot, then I got beamed up, then that's it. No, Daniel saw each beast, how they looked, their different empires, their different men, them ruling different cities. He's seen the Roman Empire. He's seen the Greek Empire. He's seen the Persian-Medo Empire, all their greatness, the armies, you understand, their horsemen, their swords and their shafts. He's seen all of this, man. And then damn near had him a heart attack. Imagine seeing a kingdom come into power before it happened. And the Lord dealing with you, man. You can't be like, dang, man, had a hell of a dream last night. Oh, hell broke loose. No, it's deeper than that, man. It says what? And the visions of my head troubled me. Ezra was passing out in his dream and begging the angel for more breakdowns. It says, and I came near unto them that stood by, and I asked them the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation, right? Now, I'm not going to break down this whole thing. I break down the whole chapter, literally, right? So literally, that America is coming, man, and it's going to be destroyed via the 10 horns and Yahweh Shah, man. Let's go to Daniel. And the whole point of me going into that is that literally his confederacy is going to take him down, man. These different councils, these wicked councils and mischiefs of these different nations are going to war and take down Babylon the Great, man. Let's go to the book of Daniel, right? Chapter 2 and verse, right? Let's start at 38. And whatsoever the children of men dwelt, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven have given unto their hand and have made them ruler. Right, Salakia, made thee ruler over them all that are this head of gold, right? The Babylonian Empire. And after thee shall arise another kingdom. And this is the same thing going into Daniel, the 7th chapter. Is the same thing he saw in the 2nd chapter. So we're going to get straight down to the point in verse 42. Right? And as the toes of the feet. Now, what are the feet? Literally, let me read 40 again. It says, and the 4th kingdom shall be strong as iron. That's talking about the Roman Empire. For as much as iron have break in pieces and subdued all things. Because the Roman Empire took down the previous empire before it. So it was the last ruling empire during this time. And it subdued all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. So the iron is literally the last, which are the shin on down to the feet of this statue. Literally had the gold, you had the silver, you had the brass, and you had the iron. You understand? Which was Babylon, right? Persia-Medo Empire, right? All of these different empires, the Greek Empire and then the Roman Empire, was the same extension that you read in Daniel, the 7th chapter. It says what? And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, right? So the feet and toes are somewhat different than the shin on down, which was iron. Because you had the iron, which is Rome. The feet would be America. So what's the last part of your body when you look down? The feet. You understand? And the toes. That would be symbolic of the American Empire. And the 10 toes would be the 10 horns of the European Union. Because you have 10 toes. So all of this is parabolic in this statue. It says what? Verse 41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron. So the American Empire is part of iron and part of pottery clay. Meaning literally America's coming out of Rome. How in the hell are you iron, but then you potter's clay at the same time? Because they mixed in together. And part iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. Meaning it's divided, but the strength of the iron is going to be in this next empire. Meaning the strength of the Roman Empire is going to be in the American Empire. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the Murray clay, that Murray clay, right, is those two nations combined and coming out of one another, like you read about in Revelations 17 and 8. It says what? And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay. And that's talking about the 10 horns. So shall the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. So America's strong, right? But yet is broken at the same time. It's the strongest empire, but yet it's the weakest empire at the same time. It's the weakest empire because it's the last. The Lord's going to destroy it. The 10 horns going to come and destroy it. You understand? Nations going to war against nation. But yet it's strong because at that time, nobody could take down Babylon until the dispensation of the time is up to the doomsday, man. It says what? And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with the murky clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. It said mingle themselves with the seed of men. Just like we read about in Obadiah. All the men of thy confederacy, they was once at peace with you. They mingled themselves. They got cool, you understand? It says what? They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. I mean, it's going to be beef, man. Yeah, it's going to be white man against white man violence. The Lord did that, man. You can't sit there and kind of Romans kind of shake a hand with the Greeks. The Greeks kind of shake a hand with the damn modern day Babylonians, the daughter of Babylon. Daughter of Babylon shaking hands with all of these different European empires, right? Damn Luxembourg, right? Damn all of these damn. We don't know, man. They're going to be destroyed, man. They're going to hate one another. And the Lord put their different minds against one another. It says what? 43. Whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with the murky clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay, right? And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom. Why did the Lord say the day of these kings? Who are these kings that we're reading about? Rome, right? Then literally what happens? America, then the 10 horns. So if Rome's already out of power, what are the days of these kings that we're living in now? The Lord's come. This is the last empire, man. Stop thinking it's going to be 15 different empires after this. Like, we're not living in the last days. The Lord set up 7 major captivities. And the various captivities, right, that you read about in the book in the time of Judges. The Mesopotamian Empire, you understand, that got destroyed. Moab came into power. Canaan came into power. And Midian came into power. All of these different men, you understand, that took us down and put us into slavery. But the Lord set up 7 major captivities, which were all in the Bible. Literally, Egypt during the time of what? The Exodus. The Assyrian during the time of the kings, you understand? Right, Persia Medo Empire during Nehemiah, Haggai, Ezra, you understand? First and second Esdras, right? Zechariah, right? You got all the Babylonian Empire, you got Isaiah, you got Ezekiel, you got Jeremiah, you understand? You got Judith, right? You got all of these different empires. The Greek Empire during the time of first and second Maccabees, right? Then what you got, man? You got the Roman Empire, the whole New Testament, you understand? And then you have the Babylonian Empire, which is modern day America. And that's the time we're living in now. These are the days of these kings, man. What did the Lord say? 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom. What is that kingdom he's going to set up, man? He's setting us up, man. That's what that's talking about. We are that kingdom that's going to get set up. This is the last of the wicked before we get set up in righteousness, man. The Lord's going to take down all of these empires just like he did from the days of old, man. How did all of this happen? The Lord had it happen. The Lord destroyed the wicked. The Lord destroyed the emperors and the rulers and the princes and the governors and the chief men and the princes and all of the men of this earth, man. The Lord did that. You think the Lord gonna let the so-called white man sit on his dusty ass seat, smoke a cigar in the dark, cut himself with a damn pentagram and continue his witchcraft, man, for another 100 years? For another 3,000 years, man? We living in the end, man. You can smell death, persecution, violence, famine, destruction, right? World War III in the air, man. What did the Lord say? And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. The Lord said we never going to be destroyed. Even though the Russians are going to try to come up against us in the second wilderness when we get the kingdom, you understand, and our bars are not yet set up, like you read about in the book of Revelations 20 and 7 on down, right? In Ezekiel 38 and 39, the battle with Gog and Magog, and all of the different nations round about it, will try to be in confederate with it. The Lord's going to destroy them with fire and brimstone, man. And we never going to be destroyed. You can't kick down a damn gate of Judah. What you doing here, man? It's getting too loud. David, stop playing the harp. It's too late. Esau not going to be doing that, man. Somebody going to have a hand around his damn neck. He going to have a collar, right? You going to snap our fingers. He coming over, man. Slap him upside the head and tell him to go pick some pineapples, man. I want a smoothie, right? Then we going to watch him. He gonna have a little string on his foot. He can only go so far. If he passed that string and that damn thing snap, I'm sick of the lions on him, man. Playing upon tables, right? If brothers get the kingdom, hey, we're gonna have these things in order. The Lord is not gonna have Esau running rampant in the kingdom. Where did my slave go? Damn. The Esau somewhere in a tree, right? Having bestiality with the damn leopard, man. It's not gonna be no wickedness, man. We're gonna govern this earth in righteousness. And that last kingdom set up is us, man. We're gonna be the kings, the judges, the apostles, the rulers, you understand? The men of honor, right? Lord willing, the elect, man. And we're gonna come back into power on a major way, man. We no longer gonna be niggas, fools, gangsters, idiots, spics, dummies, right? What does this world call us, man? Negroes, African Americans, and all of the damn things, man. They say what? It should not, Salaki, be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. Why does it say it's going to break and consume all of these kingdoms if all of these kingdoms already came out of power? Because all of these kingdoms are literally America all over again. And it says what? But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain. That stone is talking about Yahweh Shai. You understand? The stone that the builders refused have become the chief cornerstone. 1 Corinthians, you understand? 10:4. Right? Literally, Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 20. Right? The book of Psalms chapter 118 and verse 20, man. All of these different precepts is showing you that Yahweh Shai, he's literally that stone. Did not the Lord build the foundation of the earth upon a stone, right, that Peter had to build upon? Because Peter was an apostle, you understand? And Peter had to go do the work during the time of Acts. And he built it on the foundation of Yahweh Shai, which was that chief stone. If anything's built on damn sand, wood, folly, witchcraft, idolatry, wickedness, madness, pedophilia, strife, vainglory, it's not going to stand, man. It has to be built on that rock, and that rock is Yahweh Shai. It says what? Let me pull at least one of those precepts for them that do not know. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 10:4. And it reads, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drunk of that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Yahweh Shai. That's plain. That's plain. Who is this stone? Who is this rock that the Bible speaks about as Yahweh Shai? It says what? Verse 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it brake in pieces the iron. Why is it saying that the Lord is going to break the Roman Empire? I thought the Roman Empire already came out of power. Because they're still in power to this very day. It's literally the American Empire all over again. But Yahweh Shai is going to break the iron in pieces. The brass and the clay, the silver and the gold, the great God hath made it known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Meaning these things coming to pass, man. Stop thinking that you're going to be here another 1,000 years, man. The Lord not getting down with that. Right? We're not going to suffer the wicked to continue. Right? Let's go to the book. There's so much to go to. Right? Let's go to Ezekiel. Right? Let's go to Ezekiel. It's the book of Ezekiel. Right? Let me see what I want. This whole thing, you can go into anything in Ezekiel. We're going to start at 29, right? Because this is double to that which is. This is talking about when Egypt, right? When the Israelites fled into Egypt, fleeing from literally the Babylonian Empire and Nebuchadnezzar when he wanted to put them in the chains. You understand? And it's talking about literally America. It's Ezekiel chapter 29 and verse 1. In the 10th year, right, and the Lord said that he would shew thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. He would not exact unto thee less than thy iniquity deserveth. Right, the book of Job chapter 11 and verse 7. Right, so these scriptures are double to that which is. Don't just think it's always talking about Nebuchadnezzar and that's it. No, man, these things are double to that which is. It says what? Verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesied against him and against all Egypt. Speak and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of his rivers. What is that dragon? That's the so-called white man. He lieth in the midst of the rivers, meaning the different nations. And on his main fold level, that's talking about Pharaoh, right? Pharaoh Nico, right, in the book of Ezekiel 40, Jeremiah 44 and 30, and Jeremiah chapter 42 on down, you understand? And 42 and 14, you understand? When the Israelites fled and tried to run from Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian Empire, into the protection and shade of the Egyptians to be confederate and fight. Read about that in Ezekiel, the 17th chapter also. It says what? Speak and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of his rivers, which have said, my river is mine, mine own, Salakia, my own, and I have made it for myself. That's what America says, man. This river is mine, meaning this earth, all of these different nations. Anywhere I want to go, I can go. I can do. I'm the merchant city. I'm the merchant ship. I can go do trade. I can go steal. I can get all of the oil. I can get all of the wealth. Silver, gold, perfection, and wealth. It's all mine, man. That's what Babylon does. Let's go to Proverbs, the 7th chapter. Right? This is Proverbs chapter 7, right? In verse number 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman. Who is this strange woman? Yeah, it's a whore on a physical level, right? Every man shall hate a whore on a physical and spiritual level. But this whore is talking about Babylon. From the stranger which flattereth with her words. So you got women, they'll seduce you on a physical level. Shalom, what's your name? Da-da-da. And they kind of seduce you. Barakatha, hope you had a mighty camp. Everything's okay. Right? You're a strong man of the Lord. They'll seduce you. But this is talking about on a deeper level. It's talking about Babylon, man. Babylon seduces you. She'll tell you you could be anything you want to be. Land of the free. Home of the brave. Everybody wants to come here. They literally have in New York the ball dropping. Christmas, ho, ho, ho. Presents for everybody. Everybody have fun. Do marches and parades. You understand? Christmas, right? A 4th of July sale. Black Day. What is it? With everything half off, man. Damn Black Day. Whatever it's called, man. Right? And all of these are smooth words. It says what? The woman from the stranger that flattereth with her words. For at the window of mine house, I look through my casing. And this is a lost soul. Don't let this be you, man. America and all, they're like the brother said, Black Friday, the water. See that? So I'm up out of this world. I don't know nothing about the Black Friday no more, man. I call it the damn Black Day. Right? It say what? That they make slack you. For at the window of mine house, I look through my casing. Now, this is a lost soul, man. You understand? This man doesn't know any better. Don't let this be you mentally. You have to literally come out of Babylon and all her witchcraft and idolatry, man, by serving the Lord and keeping the commandments and being steadfast and on fire. The Lord said what? And behold, among the simple ones, I discern among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner. And he went the way to her house. So a lot of men, they see the bright lights. They get them abducted in the mental state of all of her chief riches and things, man. Don't you know somewhere it's a Jake want to be a damn basketball player? He want to be a movie star. He looking up the damn Denzel Washington. He in the mirror trying to act out. You got a Jake somewhere trying to damn be the next Tyler Perry, man. Because they drunk. They say what? In the twilight, and all of this is spiritual. Everything that we read is spiritual. this man being lost, that's Jake in the mentality of this world. You understand? He's going abroad. He's lost, like you read about in the book of Song of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. That man looking for understanding. He passing through the street. The street is the broad way. You understand? Where you have nothing but witchcraft and idolatry. Right? It says, passing through the street near her corner. Her corner is her end, her trap. Right? A dead zone. And he went her way to her house. Her house is her temple, her dwelling place. It says in the twilight, and twilight is the middle of the night, because everything is spiritual. The Lord said, thou must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. That's the book of John chapter 9 and verse 4. So the middle of the night is when all witchcraft come. Isn't it a song to say the freaks come out at night? Don't that when people get robbed, when people damn get shot, when people damn have sex and be creeps and murderers and thieves and idolaters, and people that damn on drugs, people damn getting damn kidnapped at night. So this man is on a spiritual level at nighttime. Because when a light comes up, that's the day. That's Yahushua. That's when you can see. You understand? That's the light of this world. But when the light is down and you have no understanding and you're lost, and Babylon is prophesied to be what? The shadow of death. Meaning a place that's pitch black where you cannot see. So it's this lost soul. He's in the damn dark. He don't know where he's going. He's confused and he's leading. He's getting seduced away to this woman's trap, meaning her house. In the evening, in the black and dark night, right? And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, right? And subtile of heart. So that could be on a physical level, man, right? A woman should really take care of themselves. Women shouldn't be whores. They shouldn't do the things, right, that the Lord said not to do, man. Because the Lord called them dogs. You understand this side, right? You think the Lord is going, well, I made her, I'm going to give her a quadrillion, trillion chances. No, the Lord going to destroy you, man. If you being wicked, if you going to hell off, the Lord is going to sift you out this thing, man. Lord going to sift out these men playing with these women, man. Oh, hell gonna break loose in righteousness if you continue to transgress the laws of the Lord, man. What the Lord say? It says what? And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot. That's that same array that she had on in Revelations, the 17th chapter, verse 4 and down, with pearls, precious stones, a damn purple garment. She's sitting up there. She got her breast all out, got her thighs all out. She's sitting down there with her damn legs open, man. On a spiritual level for the adults. It says what? She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Meaning she's in Russia, she's in England, she's in Arkansas, she's in Slovakia, she's in damn Australia, she's in Antarctica, she's in damn North Korea, she's in what else? Damn Afghanistan doing war. She's in Israel. You understand? She's in Iran. Her feet don't keep at home. Her military places and war tanks, they're everywhere they don't need to be. You read about that in Habakkuk, man. Let's hold this and go to Habakkuk, man. America like a badass kid that's never in the house, man. Every time you look up and cut on the news, our tanks have invaded Iran. Since I've been a damn youngster, man, right? And before I came into this truth, my damn people used to watch the news. You cut it on, they're in Iran. What the hell are they doing in Iran? They're in Afghanistan. They're in Israel. They're in North Korea. They're in Russia. They're in Antarctica. They're everywhere they don't need to be, man. Their feet not abideth in their house, man. Let's go to the book, right? The mighty book, right? Because you can't make this up, man. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, right? And verse number 4, right? And I'm going to read a little bit of this and we're going to go back to Proverbs. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. His soul is lifted up, like you read about in Ezekiel, the 28th chapter. He's proud. His nose is in the hair. He rules all things. He's the God of this world. I have all the money. I have all the damn silver. I have the gold. What do I need to serve the Lord for? That's what they say in Job, the 24th chapter, man. Right? It says what? Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. What does it mean he transgressed by wine? He get you drunk as hell. He give you this cup that's mixed up with all of these different religions and customs and traditions, the creeds and philosophies. He twists it around like a damn bartender. You come up to the bar, kind of say, well, bartender kind of say, you know what, I got a drink for you. Like, I don't want that. I just want a beer. No, I got a drink. It's a mean drink. It's 17 different colors. Salaki is 6 colors. And then you get the mixing up damn fog and damn, what is this? Vapor coming up out of this thing. And he going like this. Here to get you right where you want to be. Then Jake's so stupid and lost. Smell good. I mean, it is half off. I mean, it is. Drink my ass off Tuesdays. So you grab the cup. Then you start drinking it. Next thing you know, man, hey, he catches you naked, right? And he damn molests you, man, on a spiritual level. You think Jake know they getting molested? You think Jake know they getting taken advantage of and raped and bruised, right? This is on a spiritual level, man. Read about that in Proverbs chapter 23 and 29, man. He will get you drunk, uncover your clothes, and take advantage of you, man. It says what? Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. So this man don't keep at home. When does America not in talks of war? Please tell me. I'll close up the live. I'll never teach again. I'll go like this. Yep. You know why? Because the Lord said it would happen. The Lord said nation will war against nation. And we trust the words of the Lord, man. America's always been in talk. You understand? Always going into it. It literally took down the British and the French, man. Right? Revolutionary War. Right? In the 1700s. They've always been in war. These things have always been brewing up to the last time where they get destroyed. It says what? He's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. The Lord said the so-called white man can't be satisfied. You can't give him enough gold. You can't give the so-called white man $100 billion trillion and say, here, stop raping and robbing all the minerals, the stones, and the chief things, and the oil, and all the minerals, and the fruit, and the cattle, and the land of the earth. He's not going to be satisfied with that. It says what? But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So the so-called white man, he wants all nations, and he wants all people. You understand? That's what that's talking about. And he's going to get utterly destroyed. Going back to Proverbs, chapter 7, verse 12. Now is she without, now in the street, lying in wait at every corner. Meaning everywhere you go on a spiritual level, Babylon's waiting for you, man. And they don't have to wait for you on the deepest of level. You don't got to be damn Nelly in the damn tip drill video. Damn, Babylon ain't got me. Right? You sitting up there, you want to be a gangster, trying to be something you not. Now, okay, Babylon got me. No, Babylon could got you by living the American dream. Wearing a damn polo shirt, right? Got your sweater, you tied in a knot, right? Walking with the damn Edomite, Sunset Boulevard with the damn top back, man. Hey, Babylon got you. She laid in wait on every corner to deceive you, man. On a spiritual deeper level, man, we're fish. And we're in this big sea, and it's nothing but damn sharks all around us. We're nothing but sheep in a big old field, and there's nothing but wolves around us, man. Everywhere you go in this world is waiting for you. Old friends, right? Your parents, your damn brothers, your sisters, your aunties, even your uncles, your grandparents, even your husband, your wife. Everybody's laying in wait to sift you out, man. Right? You got to be circumspect and mark everything and watch everybody, man. Don't give a damn about anything in this world but the truth. It says what? So she caught him and kissed him, and with an imputed face said unto him, I have peace offerings. That's why the Lord said, don't take a gift, because the gift destroyeth the heart. That peace offering could be a scholarship, you understand? It could be what? A job. I'm living the American, I got a raise. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't need anything, man. These are the things that Lost Jake says, man. You understand? And that's that peace offering. Those are those gifts that destroyeth the heart. The Lord said, don't let a gift destroyeth the heart. Let me get the book of Sirach. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 10. There is a gift that shall not profit thee. So every gift don't profit thee. Just because somebody coming up, you know, he's saying you short on bills, and then he give you some money. Right there, that's not a good thing, man. Somebody come up, you say, you know what, I'm broke. And then somebody slide you 3 talents of silver. Somebody slide you a brick of gold, right? An ephod of this. You understand? They slide you that. That's not a good thing, man. Every man should want to make it on his own. You don't need no gift. The gift is his wisdom and knowledge from Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. That's the only gift we need, man. It says what? I have peace offerings with me. This day I have paid my vows in wickedness. Not vows in righteousness, but this year I have paid her vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face. I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry. Meaning this man is getting ready to commit spiritual fornication. Now you think Jake is like, you know what? I'm laying in my bed. They got some new sheets. They flipped their new sheets out. They washed them in the game, in the bounty, in the tab. They washed them 3 times. And they put some frankincense and myrrh on the bed, right? They fluffed up their pillows. They turned the lights down. They put on some Teddy Pendergrass. You understand? Put on some frankincense and myrrh and say, I'm going to commit adultery with the Lord. No, people doing this every day without even knowing it, man. You worshiping the dragon and the beast and have no idea that you even doing these things, man. There's a lot of people in this truth that think they in the truth, but they're really in the world, man. And that's sad. Just because you wear fringes, you got a beard on your face, and you know to keep the commandments, don't mean you in this truth. Women, if you disobeying your husband, you're not in this truth. You're going to be destroyed. If you bucking up against your head, you bucking up against your Yahweh Shah. Ultimately, bucking up against the Most High. Men, if you ruling unjustly over your women, right, your wife, you're going to get put to death, man. This is not a game to play with the daughters of Zion. Smacking them around, calling them down, you know what's and you know how's, and choking them out, not teaching them, not leading them, not setting an example. You're going to die, right? Men not taking care of their children. They don't care about them. They're not trying to teach them the truth. They're not setting an example, right? These are things that you could think that you're still in the truth when you're really not. Did not the Lord say unto Samson, the spirit left him and he wits not, he knew it not, paraphrasing, right? In Judges the 16th chapter. He wins not that the spirit had left him. So he didn't even know the spirit left him. He got up mighty. Let's not talk about it. Let's read it. He went up mighty to go to damn war against the Philistines. He didn't even know the spirit of the Lord left him. You think Saul, when he had that damn evil visage in his eyes in 1 Samuel the 16th chapter, right, going against David, you understand, when David had to play the harp, the psaltery, you understand? You think he had an evil demon on him and he knew that? You may have spirits on you. You may be plagued with all type of vengeance from the Lord from old that you don't even know. And you're walking toward the direction of fall out the truth. The Lord said he speak of once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. So when the Lord speaking to you, you got to listen. The Lord can speak to you any kind of way, man. Your dreams. A homeless man could just, you walking by a homeless man, he could just say something spiritual out of nowhere. Kind of lift up his head. Say the time is near. Then put down his head. You kind of turn back around. He was asleep the whole time. Right? And Lord can have anything happen. You understand? You kind of look up in the damn, you look up in your damn room. Right? And then look down. You thought you saw a chariot. You might just have seen a chariot. Damn window open. The Lord speaking to you all day long. Same people saying the same thing 17 different ways. Now you better call your father. Somebody else, you better call your father. Somebody else, you better call your father. Damn mother said. Damn wife said out of nowhere. Damn brother said. Damn child said. That's the Lord speaking to you, man. That's in the book of Job, chapter 33, man, and verse 15. It's the book of Judges 16 and verse 20. It says, and she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before and shake myself. And he wits not that the Lord was departed from him. Meaning he didn't even know, man. That could be you, man. Everybody got to be checking themselves 24/7 in this truth, man. And humbling themselves. You may not even not notice the damn Spirit of the Lord left you. You just waxing low, just ready to fall out. Right? So back to Proverbs 7:16. I have decked my bed, that's spiritual fornication. You understand? Getting ready to commit it. Of coverings of tapestry, the finest things. And of carven works with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Why did he say why did she say let's commit spiritual fornication until the morning? Because the morning is when a light is going to appear. Meaning Yahweh Shai is going to come back. Meaning let me commit spiritual fornication, idolatry, wickedness, madness, and pedophilia to your mind and your spirit to the day of the Lord, man. That's the morning, the daybreak, when the shadows flee away, like you read about in Song of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Let me get that real fast. Right? It's the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 17. Until the day break and the shadows flee away. So the shadow's going to flee away when the day break. You understand? Turn, my beloved, and be thou like a road or a young hart upon the mountains of Bethel. You understand? Meaning turn and run toward me with all your heart and your soul. Be steadfast. Be quick. Right? It says what? Proverbs 7 and verse 18. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us loose, right, ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. Who's the good man? Let's talk about Yahweh Shai. He's the good man. He's gone off on a far journey, meaning he's in the third heaven, getting ready. Now, if your husband left you for a dispensation of time and he's coming back, what is going to happen if your husband come home and he catch you having spiritual fornication? Shalaki, having fornication or spiritual fornication, man. He might kill you, man. That's even in Proverbs. Your husband might damn kill you and that man. Let me get that real fast. Women have to understand you are your husband's possession, man. You can't do as you wilt, do as you please, kind of making moves. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. I'll tell you where I'm at when I feel like it. You hanging up on him. Your damn wife. Right? You hear all noise in the background, sound like she at a club. I'm at my mother's house. Then she kind of hang up. Right? Then you call back. And you can't get in contact with her. You call her back 3 hours later. I had bad service. Right? And you women gonna get put to death, man. The Lord not dealing with that. How much more on a spiritual aspect? We the Lord's bride. You understand? We can't be dibbling and dabbling and looking at all of these strange things of this world. Now imagine if you with your wife. You walking up in a damn grocery store. Her eyes is looking on all the men. She making all eye contact with all the men. She not looking down. She not being shamefaced. All hell gonna break loose. You understand? Now, how much more on a spiritual level? You looking around, you peeping out Christianity, Nuwapiism, Egyptology, Christianity, Roman Catholicism. You all in the damn religion, customs, and plagues of this world, right? You watching the bright lights. You looking, you really at all when you see little baby. Damn, man. Wish I could live that life. Kind of thinking about it in the back of your head. Oh, man. I always wanted to be a rapper. Always wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to play football. I always wanted to serve the Lord, man. Soon as the Spirit hit me, this is what I wanted to be, man. And I never looked back. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, and verse, right? Number 32. But whosoever committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. That's on a physical level, but it's on a spiritual level too, man. It says what? He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So you destroy your soul when you love and get mixed in with the witchcraft of this world. A wound and a dishonor, so like a wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. Why does it say his reproach shall not be wiped away? Because this is talking about on a spiritual level. Because you can, the Lord has mercy on whom he will have mercy. You may not get the same lot in John the 8th chapter of that woman that committed adultery. Because during the law in Leviticus 10, so like 20 and 10, you're supposed to be put to death. But yet in Isaiah 55 and 3, the Lord said he can give you the sure mercies of David. And 2 Samuel, the 11th chapter, I believe, right? Quoting all of these precepts, right, for sake of time. Yeah, it's the 11th chapter. David committed adultery. David's supposed to be put to death. So the Lord can have mercy on whom he have mercy, but that may not be you. You understand? The Lord said what? His reproach shall not be wiped away. Meaning when the Lord come back and he catch you with this woman, it's not going to be wiped away. Imagine a whore when you cut the lights on and then she look up, then her damn husband looking at her. She got covering herself, looking ashamed. That's going to be man in the day of the Lord, man. They're going to be ashamed, going to be looking up. Oh, man. I knew I should have. It was a brother on one of my videos, man. You can't make this up. Thou should not lie. I'm not making this up. Sounds like it's a joke. It was a brother under one of my videos, a comment. He said, I'm going to come back and serve the Lord when all hell break loose. But until then, I'm going to be in the world. He said, I'm going to stay in the world until get real. And when get real, then I'm going to come back to the truth and have mercy and get into this thing before all hell break loose. That man's not coming back in the truth. If you got the damn mentality and the understanding of this thing that you're going to play with the Lord and hopscotch when you feel like you're serving when you want to, you're not going to make it, man. What did the Lord say? Verse 34, for jealousy is the rage of a man. So that's even in the scriptures, man. The Lord said man is going to be jealous. That's on a physical level. And you got men that damn kill people, man. They come home, their damn wife commit adultery. He blow their damn brains out. He blow their brains out. How much more the Lord, man? The Lord is jealous. That's in Nahum 1 and 2. The Lord is that man, you understand, is going to come back and see these things. Of his wife, his espoused bride, committing adultery. For a jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. The Lord not going to spare. He's not going to say, you know what, I mean, it's just in Christianity. I mean, you went to church every other day. He's not going to do that, man. He's going to chop your head off, man. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. And that's in the book of Zephaniah 1 and verse 14 on down, the day of the Lord, chiefly 18. You can't buy your way out of this thing. No silver, no gold, no precious things are going to be able to keep you from the day of the Lord, man. Going back to Proverbs 7 and verse 20. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and he will come at the day appointed. The day appointed is the day of the Lord, which her much spare feet, Slakia, with her much fair speech, she calls him to yield. So when you listen to people of the world, that's a lot of fair speech. When you listening to other people besides your husband, that's a lot of fair speech. When you listening to Christianity and these pastors and wicked religions and all of these things, these are the fair speeches that this damn whore is trying to lure you away in, man. It says what? With her flattering of her lips, she forced him. And when it says America forced you, you know what that means. What if a man try to force to have sex with a woman? Kind of taking her, blocking her arms. She raping him, man. You don't think Babylon can take advantage of you, man? You sitting up there, right, like a damn woman with no dress on, going like this with the dress, kind of flashing Babylon kind of flashing you back. Y'all kind of flirting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know. I'm going to go, you know, I'm going to check out the bar, right? Not wearing your fringes, kind of flirting with Babylon. This is why I want to dress this way, and I want to wear a weave, and I want to do this, I want to do that. And no, Babylon's going to get you, man. It's going to creep upon you like a serpent, and it's going to grab your leg. And you know what? You're going to like it, man. Like a whorish woman. Stop. Stop. You got to stop. She got that stop spirit, but she basically saying keep going. That wicked, nasty whore. Stop. That's going to be you, man. You're going to be like, dang, man. Stop asking me to come to the club. Dang. Hang up next day. Come on, man. Next day. I mean, what time, y'all? How was that joint? Then you kind of ask her, how was the club? How was the club, man? It's crazy. I remember the days. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. You get the accent about wicked. Next thing, you grabbing your damn arm, man. Then they lay you down. Then you're going to fulfill what's going to happen, man. It says what? He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter. So when you follow Babylon, you want a straight and narrow path to destruction, man. It says what? Or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through thy liver, as a bird hasten to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attain to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths, for she hath cast down many wounded. Yeah, many strong men have been slain by her. It said many strong men. It was a lot of apostles during the time, you understand, of Paul that fell away. They fell away back into the world, man. You can't make this up. Read about that in 1 Timothy, man. They fell back into the world, right? 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter, you understand? You got men that fell back, you understand? Like Demetrius, right? He fell back into Thessalonica, in the church that had no faith at the time. He fell back into the ways of the world. Don't be like these different people, man. Falling back, and you're a strong man or a strong woman in this thing. It says what? Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death, right? So, hey, man, we're going into Babylon. We're going into World War III. We're going into destruction. We're going into parables. We're going into prophecies, right? We're going into similitudes, right? Hey, like the Lord said, the wind bloweth as it lifts us, man. So is the Spirit. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Matter of fact, let me see, go on Ezekiel. Shalaki, bear with me. Let's go to, let me see what I want to get. Let's go to Ezekiel 26, right? We in Ezekiel 26, right? And it reads, I'm going to start at 15. And when you read about Ezekiel, the 26th chapter, it's double to that which is again. So when you read these prophecies, right, Salaki, these prophets, you have to keep in context the times that they lived in, the empires that they lived in, and to understand prophecy if it's something to reveal something. You understand? Everything is not a prophecy. Everything you read is not talking about Esau. Can I read it? This must be talking about Esau. I mean, who else could it be talking about? Then you jam yourself up. Every prophecy, every book, everything is about Esau, man. Right? You got to understand these things. You got a lot of prophecies in the Bible that double to that which is during the times of these empires and talking about America, right? Foretelling different events that happen, you understand? Different nations warring against another, right? So in Ezekiel 26, it's talking about the Babylonian Empire taking down literally Tyre, right? Which literally was high at one point. It was a merchant city, but literally they did trade, but Babylon took them down, right? But double to that which is, Tyre came back into power. So when you do the history of Tyre and Zidon, after Tyre got taken down by the Babylonians, it never came back into power. But how was the Lord about to say that Tyre came back into power? Because all of these different kingdoms are America, man. That's literally what it's talking about. Every kingdom is literally rebirthed into America because it's the wicked, it's the mother of harlots. It's the chief whore of the earth. You understand? And if you can't tell that America's wicked, then you're in the world and you're drunk. Because to be able to tell that America's the wickedest is on a deeper level, you're not supposed to tell. You're supposed to be drunk. You're supposed to not know it. You're supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to feel at home. You walk into America's house, you got the damn heat on. You got the damn pina coladas and damn fried chicken and lamb everywhere and damn servants. You ain't going to want to leave the house. But really, everybody's a murderer, a thief, an idolater, a wicked man, wicked counsels. You're going to have to be able to see things on a spiritual level, man. It's the book of Ezekiel. Hell yeah, everybody would want to flee Babylon if they seen it for what it was. It's the book of Ezekiel 26 and 15. Thus saith the Lord God to Tyrus, shall not the owls shake at the sound of thy fall, when the wounded cry, when the slaughter is made in the midst of thee? Then all the princes of the sea are the nations, the princes are the different men, shall come down from their thrones and lay away their robes and put off their broided garments. They shall clothe themselves with trembling. They shall sit under the ground and shall tremble at every moment and be astonished at thee. Just like you can link this up with Revelations, the 18th chapter. This is that same merchant city that deal with aloes, cinnamon, myrrh, you understand, the silver, the gold, the hearts, and the souls of men. Like you read Revelations 18 and 13. Read it on. Let's not talk about it, let's be about it. Right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get Revelations 18 and I read the next precept. It reads, trembling, they shall sit upon the ground, and they shall tremble at every moment, and be astonished at thee, right? And they shall take up a lamentation for thee, and say to thee, how art thou destroyed, that was inhabited, and so faring men, the renowned city which was strong in the sea. Now on a deep level, it's talking about Babylon, but on a physical level, Tyre and Zidon was on a coast, you understand, on the sea coast. So the Lord throwing so much salt in here is crazy. It's talking about literally the Babylonian Empire taking down Tyre and Zidon, and which a merchant city which deal with different trades. And they was on the sea coast, but on a spiritual level, Tyre is talking about America, and the sea is the different nations, and the sea coast is literally the damn council around it, man. Everything around the sea coast. And then everybody's making deals and trades with America. They're getting drunk with their philosophies, with their doctrines, with their science, and on another fold, with their physical merchandise. Their clothing, you understand? Their brass, their silver, their gold, right? Everybody's doing trade with America. It says what? So like, I'm going to read 17 again. And they shall take up a lamentation for thee, and say to thee, how art thou destroyed, that was inhabited of seafaring men, the renowned city which was strong in the sea, meaning the nations, she and her inhabitants, which caused their terror to be on all that hunted it. Now shall the owls tremble in the day of thy fall. Yea, the owls that are in the sea shall be troubled at thy departure. So when all of these different nations see Babylon get destroyed, because when the Lord come back, he destroying Babylon first. He not going to say, let me roll the dice. Let's see who we're going to destroy first. He's coming strictly and first to Babylon, man, to destroy it. Let's go to Revelations, the 18th chapter. This is Revelation, right? Chapter 18 and verse number 10. Standing afar off for fear of her torment. Just like the same nations, they're standing afar off in Ezekiel 26. It's them same nations, right, in Revelations, the 18th chapter. Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So nobody's going to be able to do trade with Babylon anymore, right? So just going back to Ezekiel 26 and 18, now shall the owls tremble, just like we read about in Revelations 18, in the day of thy fall. Yea, thy owls, right, that are in the sea shall be troubled at thy departure. For thus saith the Lord God, when I shall make thee a desolate city, like the cities that are not inhabited, when I shall bring up the deep upon thee, and great waters shall cover thee. Those great waters are the different nations about to cover Babylon. You understand? They're going to rush in like a mighty wind and rush in like mighty waters. Like the waters trying to destroy us in Isaiah the 17th chapter, verse 10 on down. You understand? It says what? When I shall bring, right, thee down with them that descend into the pit, with the people of old time, and shall set thee in the low parts of the earth, in places desolate of old, which them that go down to the pit shall thou not inhabit, and I shall set glory in the land of the living. I will make thee a terror, and thou shalt be no more. Though thou be sought for, yet shalt thou never be found again, saith the Lord God. So the Lord said that Tyre and Zidon will never be found no more again. No more again is Tyre and Zidon going to be found, right? That's what we just read, right? Now we're going to go to, let me see, let's go to Isaiah. And it's talking about Babylon. It's not going to be no more found again, which was Tyre and Zidon. But yet, the Lord said in Isaiah 23 and 15, which is the same Tyre in this ancient kingdom, it says it's going to come back into power. One context, it says it's never going to come into power again, which it didn't on a physical level. But on another book and another prophet during the same Babylonian Empire, he prophesied that it's going to come back into power. Because it's talking about America being, Tyre being birthed again as America. That's how you know this thing is spiritual, man. Your damn scientists can't read the Bible. Your Christian pastor can't read the Bible. He'll get jammed up. You know what he'll say? It's the Old Testament. Oh, don't worry about that. That was thousands of years ago. They didn't even know what they was talking about. The Lord was just speaking through them. You know what? The Lord is not going to reveal everything to everybody. They're going to give you some damn wise comment, man. Some damn witchcraft, right? Salaki. They're going to give you some damn witchcraft. And men going to believe that too, right? Salaki. Get this frankincense and myrrh burning through the spirit. Right? Salaki, bear with me. Salaki, bear with me. Trying to get this frankincense and myrrh burning real fast. I gotta get you some frankincense and myrrh through the spirit. Right? Salaki, bear with me. Right? And if you can, you gotta get you some authentic frankincense and myrrh. Right? Official rocks. Right? You gotta dip it in the Pacific oil. Right? Ain't nothing wrong if you can't find it. You know, you go to Amazon and get the sticks. But when you smell real frankincense and myrrh, it don't smell nothing like them sticks. It smells nothing like them sticks. It's not pure. They mixing it with other stuff. Right? Right, we try to get as close as we can to smelling like it smelled in the temple, man. Salaki, bear with me. All right, going back to Isaiah chapter 23. Right, going into Tyre. This is Isaiah chapter 23 and verse 15. And it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day that Tyre shall be forgotten 70 years. So when it gets taken down on a physical level by Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonian Empire, it's going to be forgotten 70 years. But is there physically 70 years? You got to count on your hands. Okay, let's see. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the Lord, what is this? I don't know. Is this true? Because the Lord just said it was going to come out of power. That's 70 years. 7 is a number of completion. 70 is a number of completion. You read about that in Luke, the 17th chapter. And you can read about that in the book of Matthew, the 18th chapter also, right? 70 is a number of completion. So they should be forgotten 70 years, meaning a dispensation of time, according to the days of one king. After the end of 70 years, shall Tyre sing like an harlot, sing as an harlot. Meaning what? She's going to come back as America, and she's going to sing, she's going to dance. And that's not talking about physically singing. When you sing, you basically pipe up lies, witchcraft, pedophilia, and you push them forth your doctrine unto men. Right? That's Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 1. And it reads, be not jealous over thy wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against herself. Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance. Meet not with an harlot, lest thou fall into her snares. So the Lord not dealing with whores, right? Or anybody that's damn off, man. Right? The Lord said, don't be caught up in her snares. Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer. That don't mean this woman, she just singing, she hitting the damn B note, the F note sharp. She's an antenna, she's in a damn choir, she got a robe on. No, she's singing, and that's America. She sings and she pipes up to you with all of her witchcraft. You understand? That's that singing that it's talking about, man. She shall sing like an harlot. It says what? That has been forgotten, make sweet melodies, sing many songs, that thou mayest be remembered, that thou mayest come back into remembrance. I mean, America right now, she's piping up, she's singing, she's dancing, she's doing all of these things that she may be remembered as all of these kingdoms all over again, man. It says what? It's a lot. Let me read that again. That thou mayest be remembered. And it shall come to pass after the end of 70 years that the Lord will visit Tyre, and she shall turn to her higher. When did that ever happen? When did Tyre ever come back into power, man? It didn't. Once Babylon took them down, they never came back in again to power. But yet the Lord said that they would, talking about America. And she shall turn to her higher and shall commit fornication with all the kingdoms of the world. When did Tyre ever commit all fornication with everybody in the world? It didn't happen. Tyre was just on that coast, you understand? Literally on that place, and it never committed all of the different merchandise, doing trade with everybody of the earth. That never happened. But Babylon has. It's the great merchant city, you understand? It says what? Upon the face of the earth, and her merchandise of her hire shall be holiness to the Lord. It shall not be treasured nor laid up, for her merchandise shall be for Salakia, be for them that dwell before the Lord, to eat sufficiently, and for the durable clothing. Meaning that's for us. Everything they take up, everything they steal, everything they rob, everything they finesse, everything that they damn grab up and heap up, it's for the children of the light, man. It's for the Israelites, right? So with that, you know, that's a quick, well, I can't say quick, but it feel quick to me, you understand? Breakdown. It's going a little bit into World War III, a couple parables, going into America all over again, the ancient different kingdoms. Lord willing, this was edifying. Lord willing, you picked up a precept you didn't know, a breakdown you didn't know, some understanding you didn't have it that was clear. Lord willing, we continue to do these breakdowns, you understand, these parables. We keep going into prophecy because we're living in the days of the end, man, right? We're living in the days of all hell breaking loose. We're living in the days of damn vengeance, man. While you relax right now, the so-called white man is on fire on the left-hand side. Don't let the enemy be more on fire than you, man. You think he's sleeping right now? The Lord said he can't sleep unless he do mischief, man. That's literally all throughout the Bible. This man can't get a good night's sleep until he murdered an innocent. But yet you can get a good night's sleep not serving the Lord. You understand? Not reading, not doing the breakdowns, not watching the breakdowns, not going into the history, right? Not going into the geography, right? Not watching, right, everything unfold in world news, man. So brothers got to be on fire, steadfast, diligent, and doing everything that they can do to make the calling of their election sure, because we're living in the last days. I'm going to bring out one more precept and I'm going to close out. Right? Right? Hey, man. Brothers got to get some frankincense and myrrh, man. Right? Right, let me get the book of Revelation. Chapter 3 and verse 2. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are not ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before Yahweh. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast, and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. So you never want to know what hour the Lord is going to visit you, man. That's not always talking about the end of the world. The Lord could visit you in the middle of the night and blow your candlestick out. That's Proverbs 20 and 20. So the Lord could visit you right now. Don't think, well, I don't know what hour the Lord's going to visit me, going to come upon me. I mean, I could see it coming. I mean, World War III, I mean, I can know he's coming. No, man, it's deeper than that. Lord could visit you right now and blow your candlestick out. I know I said one more precept, but it's of the Spirit, man. It's the book of Proverbs. Real fast, this will be the last one. 20 and 20. And it reads, whosoever curseth his father on a spiritual level, meaning denounce the Lord, right? And don't want to read, pray, fast, and turn his back from the ministry. Whosoever curseth his father or his mother, your mother's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, his lamp shall be put out in the obscurity, darkness. When you look up that word, that means the middle of the night, when you least expect it. So if you curse your father and your mother, meaning the Most High God and your wife, you understand, your mother, your sister, wisdom, your lamp going to be put out in the middle of the night. So you never know when the Lord going to come upon you, because he coming like a thief. He can blow your candle out in the middle of the night. He could set you on fire in the middle of the night. He could come and save you when day break, or you can get destroyed when all hell break loose, man. So brothers, continue to read, pray fast, be diligent, on fire. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, my DMs are always open for righteous counsel and righteous, sincere questions. Continue to be on fire, right? For brothers that labor, continue to labor. For sisters that labor, continue to labor, man. Continue to sow. Continue to respect your husbands. Continue to teach the children. Continue to love the sisterhood. Continue to do everything you can do too, because the sisters are very important in the nation too, man. Y'all are just as important, right, as everything else, man. Don't ever let nobody tell you different. There were women that labor with Paul in the Gospels whose names are in the book of life, man, right? Understand that, right? So everybody stay on fire, be diligent, and look to the end. Shalom.